Hey guys, I have a blank journal collection video for you today. So here are all my blank journals. They're pretty colorful. So I'll start with this bin over here. My favorite one that I've gotten this year is this Lisa Frank one. It's got glitter on it and rainbows, and the paper is fun too. It's got pattern pages. It's got rainbow leopard and chevron. I'm not really into chevron, but the rainbow leopard print is my favorite. So I'm excited about using this one, and a lot of these I'd been cleaning out my journal collection this year, and a lot of the ones I have left now, most of them really are ones that I'd be excited about using, like this one I'm looking forward to using. It's a VHS tape. If you're not old like me, you might not know what this is. But yeah, VHS tape, and it's got plain pages. It's just like a super hard cover. It came with these stickers, like a VHS tape. I put in some Lisa Frank stickers. This one I'm excited about. Those are probably a few of the ones that I'm most excited about out of these. Let's see, I've got this one I got recently, and I added an elastic to it. This one had that paper that was all handmade, kind of textured. So I took out the notebook out of that one and used some paper from another notebook I had, and I just redid it. So it's got paper I like now, and lines, and added an elastic to it. I've kind of been more into that recently, just if a notebook, I like the pattern or the cover or something, and I don't like everything about it, I've been more into modifying them lately. But this one's tempting. It's kind of tempting to use this one in the next few. For some reason it just looks kind of casual and comforting. Next up is this one, and this one I might use for a theme journal of some sort, but I like that it was girly without being too overly cheesy. It was just kind of different. I do have a few, well, I have another journal like this. It's kind of a quote journal, and I have a hobby journal. I have a few other current journals going, but my main current journal is that patchwork floral journal that I have got now. That's a soft cover, and I usually don't go for soft covers, but for now I am. But yeah, this one I'm thinking will probably be some kind of special topic journal, since it's, I don't know that I would want this on the decorative pages for every page, but I like the cover enough that it lured me in. That one could be a good quote journal. But yeah, this is kind of a current journal. I've been decorating it. I haven't actually written on it yet. That came off. But I'm just have this out as a current journal, so if I feel like writing this one instead of the patchwork one, I can. But I did decorate it, and I wanted to show it anyway. I have, I think, 54 filled journals. I've been regularly journaling almost 10 years now, which is bizarre. It doesn't seem like that long. And then I have a few childhood journals that I filled. I think there were about 4 of those. I do have a handful of really old journals from when I was a kid that are partially blank, and a few journals that I'd started using over the years and didn't finish, mostly before I got started into regularly journaling. So if you want to see the partially filled, partially blank, depending on if you're optimistic or not, journals, let me know. If you want to see the theme journals I have, let me know too. But yeah, let's get on with it. It's really hot in here. Like, I'm melting, so I'm going to try to do this in one hurrah. Did I show you my pants? My pants are really awesome, even though I'm probably going to take them off in a second. But I want to show you my rainbow pants because they're my favorite. They remind me of this paper I used to have as a kid, and it was just pastel, cute paper. We got in, I think it's the city of Gloriata. I have no idea where that is. I think it's in Arizona or something. California? I don't know. We were somewhere where it was equally melting, and the paper kind of reminds me of these pants, which reminds me that I'm melting in here. So anyway, this one was a journal from a discount store. It was $3, and it's got gold on the side. Pattern pages. The paper's actually okay in this one. If I add an elastic to it, I think it might make me more into using this. I don't usually go for journals like this size, and I prefer them smaller. I don't say that too often, but I prefer journals about 5x7 and a little less thick. Another thing I don't say too often, but this type of journal usually isn't my favorite, but I like the fun rainbow thing enough to go for it. I'll probably cover this up. I like the Your Life Is Now, but the rest of it's a bit too cheesy for me, like fall in love, like, gag. But yeah, I'll cover this up with some kind of maybe Lisa Frank stickers, some just quote or something, and add an elastic. So I think I'll use that one at some point. let's see, there's this one. This one for some reason tempted me to use it earlier in the year, but I didn't end up using. I used the leopard print one instead. But yeah, this one's just a normal one of these. There's this one I've had for, I think, 3 years. I've been tempted to use this a few times. I'll probably use this when I'm not into collaging with paint, because this paper tends to not like my paint collaging. And also, I used one of the gray ones in this a few years ago, and this thing kept coming. I filled my journals with a lot of crap, so, you know, it would kind of get puffy, and the magnet would kept coming off, so that got annoying. So that's probably why I haven't used this one yet. But I like that pattern on the side. Same with this one. There's this one. This was just kind of a plain one, but I found this old bookmark that's been in my life for ages, and I put it on the side, and I put the bookmark in it. My nail polish is like going everywhere. But yeah, this one was another one that was, I think, $3.99, and these are kind of plain. I don't know, some of these I could have just waited till I actually needed a blank journal, but I really like the color. Pink and orange have kind of been my lifelong favorite colors, and it's kind of surprising how many journals that I've used that weren't pink and orange. Like, I don't have a lot of used ones that are my favorite color, but this one was a good deal anyway, and I like this size. I usually prefer them a little bit narrower. I think this is about 6x8. But anyway, I got a few of those. This one I painted. Kind of reminds me of vintage Sanrio colors. So yeah, I got, and this one, strangely, this is the same brand in a different size. I somehow got crap on it, but this one's kind of tempting because it's just kind of plain and neutral. But these plain ones also, I don't know, I could have waited on those and found one when I needed it, since they're not hard to find designs or anything, but they were a good deal, and I at least have some plain ones in my collection if I feel like I don't want a designed one right then. That's great. And that's got some crap on it. This is one that I decorated the cover on. I need to put some kind of Mod Podge or something so it's not sticky. It's kind of disturbing. But yeah, it's shiny. Yeah. Nearly lost my soda. It's like really hot in here, so I think it's why that cover's all sticky. But yeah, I've got this one. This one is that Kate Spade one. It says Escape the Ordinary. And it was just plain. It was like plain like this. I thought that was kind of ironic that it said Escape the Ordinary. It was just completely plain. But I colored it with watercolor and put glitter paint on it. And I might actually, the binding on the newer one, this one is fine, but the one that I got a few years ago, this one, the binding wasn't good. So I might actually just take the cover off this and use it as some kind of quote page in there, and then take out the colorful bookmarks and put in there. Because this one came apart when I first got it. This is the older one that doesn't have the good binding like the new one. The binding is only partially all the way across, and the binding was coming apart even when I first got it, and it's been sitting on the shelf for about 3 years, and then the binding in the front came off too. I glued it back together, but I'm not sure if I want to use it since it was such crappy binding. But I painted it and I put glitter on it, and my grandma used to say penny for your thoughts, and then she'd actually give me a penny, and I was a cheap child, so I liked that, and she listened to whatever I was thinking as a kid, which was fun. This journal just comes plain green, but I painted it. And then there's this one, another one that I'm excited about using at some point, a cassette tape moleskin, and I haven't actually used a pocket moleskin in almost 3 years, since fall 2013 when I used that large brown leather journal. It's about 600 pages, and that one was a size that worked better for me then. It was about 5x7. Before that, I'd mostly been using pocket moleskins over the years. But these started hurting my hand to write on, so I kind of write with a pillow on the couch, and that just didn't work. So the 5x7 worked, and then the nice leather cover was different and more elegant. So I filled like 600 pages in 3 months back then, and I haven't actually used a pocket moleskin since. But I couldn't pass up the cassette tapes. I got a Walkman as a kid for a birthday once. That was fun. I've got a few of these. I'm going to add elastics to these, but the covers I couldn't resist. There's this one. And this one kind of reminds me of my ring, or my grandma's ring. Well, it's mine now, but I don't know, it's just really kind of vintagey and kind of opulent. So yeah, I'm gonna add elastics to these, and the lines are a little light, but I like the paper fine. There's no pocket in these, but there is a bookmark. And this one is one of, I don't even know how to say it, Lectrum, whatever. But I've been wanting a gold one, so I was glad to find this one. It's got 2 bookmarks. I'm not really into where it says the date and datum on the top of every page. I don't really like when they say the word date. But it is numbered, which is nice, and the line spacing is how I like it. So yeah, I do like this one. And a lot of these I've just kind of been waiting for the right time to use. Like sometimes I like, say, this Etch-a-Sketch one, but I might not always be in the mood to use this one. So I like having a variety. It's kind of like with clothes or whatever. I mean, we might have more than a few outfits in the closet, and they're all perfectly usable, but we still like having different options and a new outfit every now and then. Same with journals. So yeah, this Etch-a-Sketch one is really fun. It's got an elastic, and the paper you can rip it out, but I mean, I'm not going to. So mine will be the sturdiest thing, but it's meant to be like kind of like a post-it notebook, but I couldn't resist. I loved Etch-a-Sketch as a kid, and now. Same with this Tetris notebook. This one's really small, and it's kind of thin too, but I couldn't pass this up. This could be a fun travel journal or something. But it's got colorful paper and Tetris edging. This one was just really fun, so I'm excited to use that one at some point too. Here's that white moleskin. I did it's like a decorating cover video on this one, and with moleskins, if you use Mod Podge to glue it on there, you can pull the Mod Podge collage off of it. So I did that, and I ended up putting rainbow stickers on it. So at some point I'll use this. I'll probably take off those rainbow stickers, but we'll see. Next up are these Toy Story ones. I also couldn't resist because I loved that movie as a kid. Mostly just Slink. I had a Slink keychain. So here's You Got a Friend in Me, and there's cute crap in here that won me over too. I used to get most of the Moleskine special editions when they came out, when I was really into using pocket moleskins, since they'd come out a different color. Pocket moleskins used to just come in black, and that kind of got boring, so I liked when they came out with a special one that was colorful. But yeah, I added a bead from when I was a kid on there, and these little things are just cute. It says ooh, a few childhood stickers I put on there. But at some point I'll use these. It's fun to have a variety. Sometimes I'll want a playful journal like that, and sometimes I'll want just more of a serious one like that. But here's more playful. This Milky Pen journal, I've been wanting one of these for a long time. And I have some Milky Pens too. It's got black paper, and I colored on it, and it's super bright. So that'll be fun. Then there's this one, and I decorated that. I glued the paper to the leather cover, and it had like a gap between all the little leaflets. I glued them together to be more like a normal journal. Yeah, I got that with my grandpa's Christmas money gift last year, and then I have this one. This one's not from when I was a kid, but it looks like one that I got Sanrio stuff as a kid, so it reminded me of that. And it's got a lock on it and decorated pages. I do have a partially filled Sanrio journal from when I was a kid, and I thought about using that since I'd already started it, and it was sentimental, but for some reason I just didn't feel like writing in one that I wrote in as a kid. But anyway, this one was a fun vintage find. Next up is this one, and underneath this crap is a kind of like a pocket for a photo, so I'm not sure if I'll leave this stuff on here or just put a photo in there. But I like the color. It was kind of soothing, and it's got the same color on the sides. Then there's this moleskin. It was orange. Couldn't resist that. I was trying to find an orange journal for a few years. I finally found one in the perfect color of orange. I decorated the cover. There's like Journal Mountain over here. Then there's this one. This one I've been waiting for the right time to use too. It's the Heart Lock Journal by Tiffany, and I put one of my grandma's earrings on it. I decorated the cover. This, I kind of wish the brand name was on the same side as the lock so you could see them at the same time, but it's got one of this. It's got this. I've had this in my life for about 3 years, and it is really nice. I was pleasantly surprised when I got it, but I'm just waiting for the right time when I want to use more of a plain journal. The edge got bent. But anyway, back then I wanted a lock on one so it felt more private, but then I kind of realized the lock would annoy me if I was trying to write it all the time, so I decided to just put the keys on the side and lock it like this and just close it by doing this. But this paper's really nice, and I do have a video on designer journals that has a link to an alternative one made by the same company that made this for Tiffany, so if you like the design and not their price, you can find it cheaper in different colors. So I have a link to that in my designer journals video, but this has a note in the back that says it can last up to like 200 years, it's archival quality and whatever for the paper. But, I mean, I don't really need it to last 200 years, I'd never know the difference, but it was still interesting. I've never seen that in a journal before. This one I got, let's see, this is a markings one, and it's got that fabric cover. I wrote a few pages in it. I took it with me on a trip a few years ago. I can't find the year. 2 years ago, and I was going to use it as a daily journal after that, but I didn't. I guess I didn't feel like it at the time. This paper has small lines, which is good for writing, but I think I was collaging a lot back then or something. It's not really ideal paper for collaging with paint. But I love this color. It's the color of my prom dress. It's been my kind of a favorite color forever. So I will use that one at some point. There's this one. It's got the pattern on the side. And blank pages. This is a soft cover, but I like this side enough to still go for the soft cover. And it's got suede, so I'm going to maybe paint or do something on the inside of this so I don't have to touch suede. I don't really like that texture. But the journal's nice, it's just the inside suede is I'll do something with. This one I got recently, it's a Do What You Love. It was cute, and this kind of looks like gift box stuff to me, so that was kind of fun. It's got gold on the sides, that kind of paper. It's kind of a lot, but some of these I've had in my life for years. Like these are from, I got in like 2007, I think. And then some of these over here are also from, like, that's from 2007, from 2009. And I wait till a journal feels like it's the right time for it, which sounds weird. I mean, it is just paper, but I want the journal to match my lifestyle at the time. And I don't know, if I'm like having a rough time, I might not want to use, cutesy crap. I might want something else. Or if I was going outside a lot, that'd be a first time for everything. If I was going outside a lot, I might want something smaller and not a heavy, huge journal like something like this. So, yeah, this one I decorated a bit. I got that last year. I was tempted to use it, but something else won. Sometimes I'll plan on using a certain journal, and then by the time I get to it, I realize it's not the right time. But I do like these, and at some point I'll use them. Like, I like this color, and that's why I got it. This one I've had since 2007 too, and I mostly was just into using plain pocket moleskins for a long time, so I hadn't used this. But I do have a few. I think I wrote a few pages in here, just like in a summary of about me. So it's kind of fun to have a note for myself back in 2007. So when I use this, it'll have like part of the past in there already too. I decorate the cover, but I do like that one. Same with this one's really pretty. I added this, but it's got nice detailing, and same thing also from 2007. I'm just waiting for the right time. And these colorful babies here. I'm just going to show it like this. That one I paint splattered. Green moleskin. Okay, it's seriously a million degrees in here. Look at all this, like... Oh my gosh. Alright. Next up are these little guys, and I got these for my birthday about a year or so ago. I would have gotten the 5x7 ones, but this one had like a magnetic thing in the 5x7 version, so I've never used a magnetic journal for a daily journal, so I didn't really want to go with that. But these are just pretty and classy. Sometimes I'll get on a kick of using really formal, ornate journals, and then sometimes I'll just want something plain, like that purple one I just showed a second ago, like this one. So just kind of, I don't know, my style changes. But yeah, these are really pretty little things. Alright, I keep those out of my room as like room decorations. I have on my fake bedroom fireplace, I have like a little perfume and a candle and a few journals, just some of my favorite things sampled in there. This one I got in January 2015. I took some time off and I worked nights instead of days, so I'd play around the city during the day and then work at night, and this kind of reminds me of that. But I'm waiting for this one to use it until I'm doing more fun stuff, so I don't remember this journal like, I had fun once and now I don't get to. So yeah, I got this right around New Year's. I did Times Square New Year's again that year, and I got this around that time, so it kind of reminds me of that fun. Maybe I'll just put them back in here so I can actually, like, not have a mountain. This one I love. I used a blue one in this a few years ago. I'm just kind of waiting to space it out so it doesn't feel like I used the same thing twice. But this one's really pretty. It's got crap on the sides. This one I always think should be centered, but I do really like these. Sometimes I'll want this size. These take collage with paint rather well, and these are some of my favorite types of journals. I've used a few of the ones with this clasp on there. I didn't think I'd really like the clasp, but it kind of grew on me. There's these three from 2007, and part of why I didn't use these before was just that I was on such a pocket moleskin kick for a long time that I had two different boxes, two bags, like one with pocket moleskins and then one with other journals. So these were in the other journal pile. So I kind of forgot that I hadn't used them for a few years, and then I realized that they still existed. But this is one of my favorite blank journals that I have. And the elastic on these is a little bit too tight. When I used one in the inlay type design back in 2007, the elastic came off because it was just too tight on there, and that's kind of another reason I hadn't used them. But their journals now are fine. The elastic is good. It's just back then it was too tight on elastic. This one's really pretty too. They're super ornate, so you kind of have to be in the mood for that. And this one, I do have a few. In these three, I have a summary of my life back then. So, like, I'd write an about me page when I got a new journal back then. So I like having a little bit of my history in there. It's kind of sentimental. It's almost been in my life for a decade now. And it's got a note for myself back then, and a little bit about what I was into. I could list some of my favorite movies. I put, like, Napoleon Dynamite as my favorite movie. I don't really remember being that into it, but it just has it's fun to have a journal that's got, a note in there, an about me page, and then not use it for years. You kind of go back to it, and it's sentimental, and it's like a gift from your past self to your future self. And yeah, I just threw something over there. Anyway, this one I got in 2009 in Tiny Towns. It kind of reminds me of that, and the designer is really pretty, even though I've never really been into magnetic journals. But it's about 5x7, so I like the size, and I'm gonna try it out at some point and see if the magnetic thing will win me over or not. Same with this. Kind of matches my living room vases, so I had to get this design. And I think it only came in the ones with the magnet, so yeah, there's this one. Cute leopard print one. It's got gold on the side. This video is already long. Is anyone still actually watching this? I'd be impressed. Okay, there's this is working so well. These are probably from 2008, I think. I've had these a long time, and I replaced the paper in them to this. I got some refills from Barnes & Noble. The paper that came with it was just kind of bleach white and not so nice. I just added this. They kind of take up a lot of space for not that many pages, but they're really cute and fun and casual, so I'll use these at some point. They were called, I think, jacket journals. I just thought they were really fun. Alright, let's just put these somewhere. Alright, this one I got recently, and this one is super soft cover. It doesn't lay flat. It's really flexible, so I might actually use this for just school or life notes, and then take the cover off of it and use in a collage, or put some Mod Podge and glue it to the cover of a hardcover journal. This one's really just too flexible. And if I'm going to put a lot of memories in something, I want it to last and not get the cover all bent up if I put it in my bag for a week or something. Anyway, there's this one. It's a Lily Pulitzer one, and it's hardcover, and I like the quality. This was like $7. I thought that was a good deal for that brand, basically. But it was fun colors, and this one is a Piccadilly one. I finally got another one of these. I used one of these in the same color last year, and I love the color. The paper's okay. I tried to watercolor in the one last year, and that didn't go so well, but for writing it's fine, and good price. So I have a few of those. I have the coral one, this, then I have two markings one. I used the pink markings one. I think it was like 2 or 3 years ago now. It's bizarre how quickly time goes. I'm old. Yay. But anyway, I have the blue one and the gray one, and these kind of make me want to write a little bit more, but since I was into paint collaging back then, I didn't use it, since collaging with paint in these doesn't really work so well. The paper is pretty bleach white. I used one of these in the fabric covered that I had from 2007 earlier this year, and that paper was kind of more beige, so I'm not sure if the paper's getting whiter or if that one that I had just had yellowed over the years. There's this one. That orange is fun. I prefer more of like this orange, but anyway, there's this one. This one's a cutesy one that I definitely have to be in the mood for that, but I've been tempted to use this a few times. It's a fun one. 6x8's not my favorite. I prefer them narrower. Can't believe I've said that twice in a day, but yeah, it's got that. And I'm not sure how many there are. I should have counted while I was showing this. I've got glitter one. Someone asked me how many I have. I'm really not sure, so let me know if you've just for some reason counted. That'd be kind of fun and useful. I'm not sure, I think there's, this thingy just came off. I just stuck it back on. I want to say there's probably maybe 70. I don't know. I have cleaned out some this year, and I'm not planning to really get more unless there's one that I really love. Like some of the cute ones I got rid of were pretty, but they weren't really either my style or they just didn't excite me. So the ones I have now are ones that I'm more excited about, and I'm toned down what I buy in general, so that's kind of, I should be able to get through these. I've been journaling regularly for about 10 years, and I think there's 54 filled, so this could last, a decade. My speed of journaling is filled up since then, so I can maybe knock these out in 7 years or something. It is a lot, but some of these are really small, like these little notebooks here, and some I've had in my life for years. I like having some from the past is kind of a gift to my future self, and so I can, when I start using the journal, I'll still have some sentiment and history with me even before I've used it. Anyway, this one's tempted me a few times too. It's just casual, and this would be fun to glue little stuff from if I travel or whatever. I could put little patches and souvenir pennies and stuff on it. There's this one. The binding came apart, so I actually took out the notebook that came with it and added in my own, but I like the cover. I might actually put Tomo River paper in and use this fountain pen journal if I use up the fountain pen journal that I've got now. There's this one. Those keys, my place in Tiny Town had those old-fashioned key locks. It kind of reminds me of that. I want to use this when I'm more into writing, because this one's pretty thick, and I don't want it to feel like it takes forever if I'm not writing quickly at that point. There's these. It's like 1,000,000 degrees in here. And you're not in bed with me. I don't know. I've got a bedspread on the floor. You're in my closet with me. But yeah, these I got. Well, this one I got in 2013, and my friend and I went to a road trip to Arkansas. She had to go there to pick up she had to do some work thing there, like had to go pick something up or whatever. So we drove all the way there. We had lunch and drove all the way back or something. I think we stayed there like a handful of hours. It was really quick. But on the way back, our writers club that we were into at the time had a meeting. So we're like, hey, we should just go to the bookstore and get a notebook and go to the meeting after this like ridiculously long road trip. And we hadn't slept in like 2 days. So I got this one, and I wrote a few pages in it. I think the prompt that night was something about what do you fear, and I didn't actually. Everyone else like shared something, and I didn't share what I was afraid of, which is pretty much everything and nothing at the same time. But I do like these journals. I'm not really into the whole ridge thing in the back, but they're vintagey and kind of waiting for the right time for these too. I sprayed some perfume in this. I sprayed some Brit perfume in it like 2 years ago, and it still smells. So yeah, don't go overboard in the perfume. This one is a cover that I used the journal in it in 2007, and then I decided to take the cover off that and cut it down to size and use as a cover for a moleskin. So that's what that is. And my arm's gonna fall off. Long video. Okay, there's this one. This one I got this year, and for some reason it just looked like it was comforting. It's a soft cover too, but soft cover doesn't bother me as much when it's a smaller journal and not as thick. Gonna leave it at that. That sounded weird. But yeah, it's got fake sweater looking stuff on it. I have these. These have pattern, well, some of them. This one has pattern pages. At the time, I kind of liked the idea of pattern pages, and I was tempted to get more, but I'm not sure if that would work for me now, since I like to add in crap to my pages, like ticket stubs and washi tape and stickers and stuff, but it is a cute one. Same with this one. There's this one, and when I saw this, I figured it was a paper blanks journal, but I picked it up, and it's actually a Peter Popper press. The paper, I can tell a difference in the paper blanks paper inside is smoother, but the cover on this had some detailing like paper blanks does. But this one, my first international trip alone was to Tokyo, and this reminds me of that, so I want to use this at some point. It's got pretty accents and metallic crap on it. There's this one. I got this one last year, and I like that color. It's kind of dark and bright at the same time, like my soul. I don't know. The color just looks kind of comforting, but it's got a bit of a dark side to it too, like me. Then this one is a tree journal, and it's got some kind of opalescent little glitter on it. It's got trees in the pages too. This one's kind of been tempting to use also. And then this one, I use as like a nighttime journal for a few pages back in 2013. It's kind of fun to read because I was living with Footsie for a while back then. It was just, Footsie was the nicest person ever. He was just super easygoing, and when we had someone coming who was interested in living here, and he was a movie producer, and he actually had been evicted and didn't tell us that, so he couldn't live here after all. But Footsie was like, yeah, I saw his movie. He was like, yeah, it wasn't my favorite. He was just super casual, so it has a note about him that was fun. This has little butterflies on the pages, and I thought the colors were comforting, so I had it as a bedtime journal, but then I decided a normal daily journal was more of my thing, so I didn't fill that, but I'll fill that at some point. Then there's these three. We're almost there. That's hot. Anyway, this one, for some reason, lured me in. It was just kind of different and kind of folk art-ish. But yeah, I'd never seen one of these before or since. I like having different ones that not like a million people have. There's this one. This one's really pretty, but it's got the pattern pages too, so I don't think I'd want to use this as a daily journal since it has like travel-y crap on every page. So if I ever go anywhere, that might be my travel journal. There's this one, kind of grungy but pretty at the same time. And then these two. I've never really been into like magnetic journals in general, but this one was just pretty and I couldn't resist. It's got pattern pages, which might be a bit much for me, but I could use as a theme journal, or if I ever don't really feel like adding washi tape and stuff for a while, I could just use a journal like this and it'd be pretty decorated. Same with this leopard print one. I really like the design, even though it's not the type of journal I usually go for, but I like the size, about 5x7, and this thickness. Some of the journals that I have are just kind of too thick, something I also don't say very often, but when it's like this, it just starts to feel like it just is taken forever to use, and then you start getting sick of it. So I like journals that are more like this thickness. But yeah, there are my blank journals. Let me know if you're actually still watching, and I could bake you some cookies in my closet because it's that hot in here. I kind of want to go take my clothes off and like take a cold shower. Anyway, it's that hot being near you. I'm just kidding. Anyway, that's getting creepy. Let me know what your favorite journal here is, and if you kind of have a stash of blank journals, or if you buy them as you go, like as you need one, or if you have any journal suggestions of ones you think I might like, let me know. And let me know if you decorate your journals, like you glitter them up, or you add stickers or whatever to them. Alright, have a good night, bye.